Hello everyone, welcome to the next session of literacy. We are continuing to write a biography, hence why your learning objective has not changed. And we are obviously following on from what you did yesterday, okay? So yesterday you wrote your opening paragraph about a famous person that you've already collected research on, the research that you did last Thursday. Today, you're going to use this information to create the second paragraph of your biography, okay? So obviously we're moving on from your opening paragraph where you might detail early life and things like that, and today we're going to move to something slightly different. But of course, once again, let's remind ourselves about what features we're going to be thinking closely about when we are writing this paragraph today, okay? So the features of a biography in all are, as you can see on the screen here, you have third person, chronological order, past tense, subheadings, instruction, and conclusion, okay? You will notice that from yesterday's lesson, the boxes have changed around the certain features. And that's because these four features in particular will be very useful for your paragraph today. Okay, so when you're writing your paragraph shortly, these are the things you're going to need to include. Okay, so first of all, we've got third person there. Obviously, as it says there, that's words like he, she, and they. These are pronouns when you're describing the person who you're talking about. Okay. Chronological order, okay, as we know by now in year 4, that is the time order, so in the events that happened, okay. So for example, if you were talking about a famous person and two of their major events in life, one happened in 1999 and one happened in 2010, you would of course talk about the event in 1999 first, because that happened first in their life, okay, that came first in chronological in time order, okay? And that's something you need to do as well when you're writing your paragraph today. And next feature we're going to consider and we're going to focus a lot on, of course, is past tense, something we've done loads throughout this year in school, so we should be an absolute master at this by now, of course, because in a biography we're talking about somebody's life, okay? Things that have already happened, so therefore past tense verbs should be seen throughout your paragraph today. And the last subheading to consider, which gives us a clear layout to the text, so it tells us specifically what the next paragraph or two will be about, okay? And speaking of your subheading, you're going to learn about what today's subheading is on the next slide. So, as you can see there, the subheading we're going to use today is career, okay? So, it might be difficult depending on what famous person you have, but of course, if you are struggling with this at any point, please contact your teacher straight away. However, here are some bullet points to talk about, so things that you should be putting in here, okay? If you think of more things on top of that, absolutely brilliant, okay? So, think about where the person worked throughout their life. Did they work in one job or as one particular profession for all of their career? Did they work in 7? That's for you to find out and for you to tell us about. What did they do in this job? So if they worked in a factory for a small while, before they became famous, what did they do in this factory? Okay, be very specific about the things that the person you are talking about has done. A great one to include is what their most notable achievements were. Okay, when I say a notable achievement, it's something that people want to hear about, something that stands out as being really important. Okay, definitely include that for your person. And of course, if possible, which is always an interesting thing to read, why they changed their jobs if they did. So if they went from one job to another, well, what made them change jobs? Were they forced to? Was it a change of heart they might have had? That's something that we teachers and members of staff are looking forward to seeing about your famous person. So over the next few slides, there are going to be some career sections from the biographies of famous people. They are not the same famous people that Mrs. Lee looked at yesterday, or Mrs. Mayfield, but some different ones instead. So I've chosen, to start off with, I've chosen Lionel Messi, okay, who most of you I'm sure will know is one of the greatest footballers of all time, okay? As you can see here, I'm not going to read each paragraph and each section for you because that's a waste of my time and a waste of your time, okay? But if you look carefully at it, there are certain sentences where they include the key features we are looking for, okay? So for example, the first sentence straight away, in 2006, He participated in the World Cup, becoming Argentina's youngest player to play in the World Cup. Okay, that's a very notable achievement because that's something to be very proud of. You'll notice it says 2006, so it's got a time. And at the start of the second paragraph, it says 2010. So this is clearly in chronological order. You can see some past tense verbs like participated in the top line. On the second line, the word eliminated, the ed suffix always tells us that the word is in past tense, so we know it's written in past tense. Okay, you've got the pronoun for he, so that's in third person, so we're talking about Lionel Messi, but we're not just saying the word Lionel over and over again, we are changing it, okay, to make it sound more interesting. Okay, so there's a good example straight away of a career paragraph, or two rather in this case, showing all the necessary features. Another interesting celebrity I've chosen, famous person, was Joe Biden, of course, the newly crowned President of the United States of America. So again, not going to read it all in detail, this is only part of his career, because there's quite a lot to it. But as you can see here, again, if you pick certain things out straight away, you'll know that it's saying the right things, okay? For example, you have on the top line, in 1979, okay, so we've got a starting point. If you look further on the paragraph, the next date is 1988. Into the second paragraph, 1994, okay, so you can see that it is following chronological order, okay, which is brilliant to see. Again, starting very top again, elected, got an ed verb there, which means we're writing in the past tense, okay. Still on the top line, in 1979, he secured the passage of arms, okay? So again, using those third person pronouns is really, really good to see, okay? So it's another good example of, as well as being rife with information, what your second paragraph should be looking like. The final one I've gone for today is of course the famous English chef Jamie Oliver, okay? And again, not going to read it all because you can read this yourself at your own leisure, but again, it's including the features that we need to see, okay? So Jamie Oliver's first job was a pastry chef, okay? Was, again, past tense. It's not is for now or will be for future. It already was, okay? A little bit further on, where he first gained experience, okay? Again, it's those third person pronouns that you can use to change up how you're writing these sentences. Again, in that top paragraph there, on the second to last line, it says in 1999, okay? If we move further down, okay, you've got a section there where it says in June 2003, and later it says in 2005. So again, the chronological order, is there for you to read, okay? It's following the same structure that you guys need to follow yourselves as well, okay? So fairly straightforward today then. Your task is to create your second paragraph for your chosen person, okay? Remember to keep looking back through the work that you carried out on Thursday, all the research that you did, okay? That will help you be able to write as much as possible, okay? And include as many facts as well as using all the features that we need to see. So, your task here, okay, gold, silver and bronze. Choose whichever you feel most comfortable with, okay? Whether you are gold, silver or bronze, you need to make sure that you are including all four of those features that we have talked about at the start, okay, and that we've talked about together throughout. So you need to make sure you're writing in chronological order so that all the events of this person's life are in the right time order. You need to be using third person pronouns, so he, they, she, okay? You need to make sure that you are writing in past tense, okay? Because these things have already happened. And of course, don't forget to start your second paragraph with your subheading career, okay? We look forward to seeing your excellent second paragraphs, okay? Well done.